Welcome guys, welcome to a new video today. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you like my new look. Had a little shave and everything, and I'm grateful to God that we made it to the sixth day of publishing daily. And yeah, it's a big move. Grateful God about it. So the word that we're talking about today, although that sounds religious, but the the phrase, of course, the word, everything God will put us on the right path is unity. So last video I spoke about power. So here I'll talk about unity. Unity is also a form of power in the sense that people that are united will always overpower people that are disunited. I think I mentioned unity in a form of influence, but unity on its own, in the unit sense of it, which is interesting, unity and the unit sense. Unity and in the unit sense of it is basically just the nuclear family being able to work together as a team. That's it. So like the children of a man coming together to join resources, do you get? And then the cousins of those children joining resources together, do you get? If they're able to join resources together, they will always triumph families that are disunited. And the funny thing about society is that your society teaches people to be disunited. So there are a lot of disunited families, especially people of dark skin. A lot of them are disunited. The Asians try to stay united. The Muslims try to stay united. The West try to stay united. That's why you see when they're talking about the royal family, many of them are cousins and they are all related to each other. Because that's what happens when you are able to perfect unity. You rule the world, quote and unquote. Do you get? So if you think about some of the royal families in the world, they are all related, and that's because they mastered unity. They perfected the art of unity. So that's like the long run picture of what it looks like when your nuclear family perfects unity for generations, and that's something a lot of Africans struggle with. It's I won't say it's unfortunate, but it's just what it is. A lot of Africans have the mentality of on your own, do you get on your own, or they want to compete with one another, or they want to outdo one another, or they want to oppress one another, which might be fun in the unit sense of it, but on a large scale, it makes no sense because at the end of the day, the families that are able to be more united will oppress them. So unity, of course, it looks like somebody gets a job in one big company and he puts another of his family members there. So it can also look like corruption, which is why corruption is such a bad word. But the world is kind of backward because corruption just means to some as network. And in a lot of cases, people are using corruption to network. Um, that's just the way the world is. So people are able to use their relatives to bypass rules and regulations that will hinder their competition. Do you get? In cases whereby competition or other individuals are trying to achieve a common goal, the person that is related to whoever that yardstick is probably going to be the one to win, and that's just life. And they'll call it corruption, but that's just life. Um, so unity goes a really long way in life, and it's very important that families are able to practice unity. And for some reason, like I said, families struggle to practice unity. Um, Next is also ownership. Unity and ownership, they go together. A sense of ownership. A lot of people are lacking a sense of ownership. And these two things are like the key to any society or industry that wants to triumph. When a united set of people claim they have ownership over something or they create something that they have ownership over, they're like a very sharp bullet. Do you get? And they can pierce through anything that tries to hinder their progress. And not only that, they can make the world a better place. So this is why you see countries, they are called kings. They have kings. That's just another name for owner. So if you see a country that has a king, indirectly they're just saying that, oh, this is the owner of this place, or this is the owner of that place. Because that person has a sense of ownership, the way he will cherish it will be better than the person that does not have a sense of ownership. Do you get? So if you look at African countries, a lot of African countries are lacking sense of ownership. However, when they do have a leader that comes and is able to unite the people and provide a sense of ownership for a long period of time, now suddenly you have a society that can triumph. And you will notice this thing. Other people might say, oh, that person is a dictator or this person is a dictator because they don't want to live power for a long time. But to tell you the truth, many of the most powerful countries, they are being run by um, regimes or royal families or people who have been in power for over 30 years. Um, and that's just how the world is able to move forward. So I think unity is really powerful, and even African countries need to embrace unity. They might look down on the concept of unity, but unity is where progress is and where wealth is. Of course, God is primary. But unity is something that people should not take for granted. Unity is something that people should really look into, because the people that are united will always triumph over the people that are disunited, no matter the size. If you look at what happened in the colonizers, the colonizers were a small number of people relative to the large population of the Africans or the indigenous people. However, they were united. The same thing is happening in the Middle East. The Middle East currently now is divided. You see different countries trying to overpower one another. And at the end of the day, it's Western countries that are behind it, and Western countries are able to control them because of their disunity. So that's just where it is, and everybody is able to realize that unity is a key for their family breakthrough, for their economical breakthrough, for their self-worth. The key. Overall, Jesus is the real key. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys learned something from it. It's a pleasure to make these videos, and like I said, consistency is also a key. I know this sounds funny because I always keep on saying things are keys, but all the best guys. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.